So I've been super busy the last 2 weeks. I've really not had any time at all to post any sort of content on this channel. And so the first thing that I was going to be able to talk about, I knew coming up was going to be the Europa League final when I finally had time to spend some time in front of a camera and talk about this. And it had to be the most nightmarish final you could possibly give to an Arsenal supporter. I actually had to hope and pray that Man United would win a game. And that was such a terrible feeling. And it didn't happen. And instead, Tottenham, Tottenham Hotspur won a trophy. That's not, I, no. I, I've spent this season just slowly getting more and more nervous, thinking surely it can't happen, surely it's not going to happen. And when Tottenham barely made it past AZ Alkmaar, I had assumed that they were going to lose to Frankfurt and that'd be it. And I could take a little moment to relax, it'd be all right. And then they did beat Frankfurt, and then they just had to beat Bodo Glimt and Man United. And Tottenham's been pretty good at beating Man United this season, and so I kind of had a feeling this would happen, but can't believe Tottenham's actually won something. We've won 5 of our last 6 games against Tottenham, and that doesn't mean anything now because we'll probably beat them twice more next season, and all they're gonna have to do is point to their trophy. And what are we gonna say? Like, I don't know. I don't know if I've said on this channel or not. I think trophies are a somewhat flawed way of measuring success, or at least if they are used as the sole measurement of success, I don't think that is a good way to measure success. And of course, leave it to the Arsenal supporter to say that. I just think that trophies have a way of overrating seasons because this has been by just about any stretch of the imagination, an awful season for Tottenham Hotspur, even with all the injuries they've had. And in all fairness to them, they have been absolutely destroyed this season. Like, I complain about Arsenal injuries, but like Tottenham's been on an even different level. Like, they've been destroyed. And even so, a club of their standing with their resources really has no business being as low down the table as they are. This is truly a terrible season for Tottenham, and yet it's probably going to go down the memory of supporters as maybe the greatest season in the last 25 years because they won European silverware. And I don't know, I think that seems like it seems a little flawed, but they've won it. They can be happy about that. And who am I to really say no? Don't be happy that you've won your first piece of silverware in 20 or not 25 in 17 years. Ugh, man, this sucks. Why can't this season like end already? Saturday's the Champions League final. I mean, we're probably not going to beat Barcelona. I can hope and pray we do. And I'm determined to enjoy the fact that we're in a Champions League final no matter what. But, like, I don't think we're going to beat Barcelona. Either way, it's going to be fun. But the men's team for Arsenal, they didn't reach the Champions League. They've gone another year without a trophy. And it's frustrating because we finished second. Tottenham's going to finish 16th or 17th. And they're going to be the ones happier with this season. And yeah, that's frustrating. And I don't know. I'm probably just kind of coping right now because this can't now. So yeah, the thing is, this was always going to happen eventually. No club competing at the level Tottenham is can go trophyless forever. It's honestly kind of astounding how long they went without winning something. And they've been to League Cup finals, they've been to FA Cup semifinals at the very least. I don't actually remember them being in a FA Cup final recently, but like they've been to 2 European finals in the last 10 years. They've been competing at a high level. They finished second a lot, and this was going to have to happen eventually. Again, no club with the resources Tottenham has and consistently competing at the level Tottenham is, even though weirdly in their worst season that ends up being the one where they actually win something. But eventually they were gonna win a trophy. It was gonna happen. And so perhaps I shouldn't be too surprised. And I'm not actually that surprised after Bodo Glimt and Man United were their opponents. Bodo Glimt put in a great performance and they did beat Lazio, but Tottenham were always going to be the favorites in that game. And considering that this is the fourth time they beat Man United this season, I'm not too surprised about this one either. And that's that. I to bring up the trophy point again, I'd say that it is undeniable in my mind that Pochettino did an infinitely better job at Tottenham than Ange is doing right now. But Ange is probably now going to be the one immortalized. It's kind of weird zero-sum game that kind of just like puts trophies on a pedestal above all else. And I've actually, in the past few years, in talking to Spurs supporters, tried to draw back my criticisms of trophies because I genuinely do believe that measuring success solely by trophies you've won is a flawed way to do that. But again, trophies make you feel good. So here's the question I want to give to any Tottenham fans watching, and this is a genuine question. I'm not trying to like degrade your club or anything. I'm genuinely interested what you think. Do you want Ange Postecoglou next season? Because this season has been very poor for Tottenham. Again, even with the injuries that Tottenham has had to deal with, which have been a lot. Like a club with the resources of Tottenham should not be in the position they are right now. And yet he's won a trophy. Personally, I think the worst thing that happened for Man United last year actually was winning the FA Cup because they were going to sack Ten Hag and then he won the FA Cup and that probably single-handedly saved his job, but it didn't really work out well for him. He stayed at Man United, they continued to play some pretty poor football, and so they ended up getting a new manager, you know, maybe like a quarter into the season. And by that point, he didn't get a summer to build his own squad and kind of just got thrown into things. And I think that Man United might not be in the period of chaos, at least not to the extent that it has been this season, if they had sacked Ten Hag after the season and gotten a new manager and given him time over the summer to get to grips with the squad and make some signings of his own, which Amorim hasn't really had the opportunity to do, and it's been a poor season for Man United. Not entirely because of that, but I do think it played a big part in that. And so, question I wonder is, would it actually be beneficial for Tottenham to keep Ange, even when he has just managed you to probably your best memory in the 21st century? I do have a few friends who support Tottenham. I asked one guy this, and he basically said, I don't care right now. I want to be happy that we won. And that's fair. Like, some moments that come around like that, sometimes it's nice just to not care about anything else. And I imagine Spurs fans aren't going to be too concerned with the fact they're 16th in the league right now. Sometimes it's nice to just feel great that you won a really big thing for your club. But maybe in the next week, that is a genuine question that I think should be asked at Tottenham. And I'm kind of interested to hear any Spurs fans what you guys might think of that because I don't entirely know what to make of it either. So, yeah. Either way, I'm now very disappointed. I knew it was going to happen because, again, Man United, they're poor. But, man, this sucks. This entire season sucks. I am fully prepared now to throw 2025-26 in the bin with the lockdown season and forget it ever happened. Lock it in some faraway place in my mind and just pretend it never happened and hope that maybe things will get better in the next year. I don't know. Yeah, this sucks.